Hello, my name is Andrea Kiowa, and if you're looking for a future in cybersecurity or you're a little bit new to it, then there are a few key concepts that you can begin with understanding. We can start off by talking about the various states at which data is at. So, data at rest, data in use, data in transmission. We can begin by data at rest. So, data at rest is basically when we think about our laptop having stored data or storing our data on a drive or some other device. This is demonstrating data at rest. This is because it's inactive data. So basically, it's not moving. It's not being transferred from one network to another or from one device to another. The way we can secure this is by encryption. By encrypting that data before we decide to have them stored, this can safely be stored away into that drive or laptop or any other device that we previously talked about. So when we talk about data in use is exactly what it's saying. It's data that is being used. So this means that it's being processed or accessed by an application. So now it is being available to the individual, which opens up the doors for vulnerabilities, such as cyber attacks and so on. This is where encryption becomes a great tool since it is there to protect the data. There are other ways, though, when it comes to data in use, the data can be protected or secured. And this is making sure you have a lengthy password or a strong password, making sure that you have multi-factor authentication, and having up-to-date software. The goal for these is to make sure that you're creating an environment. The key here is the environment. We're making an environment so that the data can be secured safely. It's providing that security that it needs in its environment. Lastly, we have data in transit. So this is also known as data in motion. So this can be data going from being on a drive to now being on the cloud storage, or it's moving through different locations within the internet. More examples include emailing or messaging platforms such as WhatsApp. So since it's being moved around, of course, this causes there to be less security. So therefore, to keep things more secure, we can again use encryption. But also, we can implement those basic security tools like firewall to protect against those attacks while in motion. Another one is DLP. So DLP is data loss prevention. It's a solution, so it can protect that data from being lost while it's being transmitted. Overall, whether it is data at rest, in use, or in transmission, they all require their own strategies for protecting their data. Data in rest has the goal of being secure by encryption before having it locked away so that authorized users are the only ones accessing it. Data in use is more about making sure the right users are being allowed to adjust or access that data, that we wouldn't want any data leaking or getting into the wrong hands while it's being processed. Lastly, data in transit is once again needing that encryption so that once we're having it being moved along different networks, it is traveling in a secure manner. So basically, we want it to get it to where it needs to go, but safely. So overall, remember, cybersecurity is more about just protecting data. We want it to be protected in every type of way. So whether it's being processed or moved or stored, we want it to be protected and in an environment that is safe. So that is all for these different topics. I hope you enjoyed learning about it and stay secure.